My name is Jafeda Kisaka, the current chairman of Reformed Church of East Africa, Kawangware Parish. Kawangware Parish is a church congregation that was started in the year 2001 in the slums of Kawangware. Kawangware happens to be one of the largest slums in Nairobi County. We came up with this church unit to try and meet the spiritual needs, social needs, economic needs of the people that were living in Kawangware. I want to perhaps talk more about the area that we've put a lot of emphasis in our church. We put a lot of emphasis in our church on the Sunday school programs. When we started this church congregation, one of the areas that we looked at was that people in this particular area were facing various challenges, and in fact the people that were vulnerable were the youth. And when we came up, we really came up with how can we be able to be of assistance to the community by transforming the youth in this particular area of the slums. We really established that the challenges that the people that were having in Kawangware were starting from low spiritual nourishment, characterized by predominance of various religions, some of which are cultic in nature, high rate of unemployment among the youth, high levels of immorality, rubber and truck abuse, brewing and consumption of illicit liquors, high school dropouts, child neglect and abuse, high poverty levels, violent activities are always on the increase due to insecurity, gender disparities, and gender violence occasioned by poverty and high illicit levels. There are other challenges that were like lack of water, filthy and uncertain and unclean environments, poor health and sanitation, poor infrastructure, low levels of education. Having established a church in Kawangware slums, we looked at the numerous challenges that were there, and the numerous challenges were basically affecting the vulnerable group of the youth. And because of that, we came up with how best can we be able to be of support to the youth in the area so that they do not become drug addicts, drunkards, prostitutes, drop out of school, no education. And the Sunday school in our church was set up in a way that it strategizes to meet the needs of the vulnerable children in the slums area of Kawangware. We are grateful to our friends who have been teaming up with us in the activities that affect our Sunday school. And when we set up this Sunday school, it brought children from very poor families. There are those that were coming from the streets who didn't even have families that were looking after them. And the church took responsibility of nurturing all of them to make them at least be people, upright people in the society. Now we came up with a school after realizing that the children that we were having in our Sunday school, majority of them were not even going to school. So we realized that even if we fellowship with them on Sundays only, they were not being helped because they were not going to any formal schools. So we came up with a daycare in our church. And from the daycare, we came up with PP1, PP2. We progressed with grade 1. And as we speak now, we have grade 6 in our church. Reverend Jacob Hasenot, by then the coordinator of GZB for Eastern Africa, visited our church severally for fellowship and identified our Sunday school and indeed introduced our Sunday school to the Sunday school in the Netherlands. And the Sunday school in the Netherlands were very accommodating. They looked at what we were going through, considering that we didn't have a building for classrooms for our Sunday school. They mobilized for funds and enabled us to construct a school, school classrooms. In fact, the school classrooms that are being used by our Sunday school now were fully funded by the Sunday school in the Netherlands. And indeed, the same school was officially opened by the then representative of the Sunday school in the Netherlands, Reverend Nicholas Donsila and Mr. Bart Mostert. When they were in this country, Reverend Jacob Hasnut and the team from the Sunday school in the Netherlands, we had an opportunity to visit the parents and the children who used the facility in our school. And indeed, the few homes that we visited demonstrated the type of people that we are dealing with and where they are coming from. The levels of poverty were very high as they could be manifested. Right now, we have a challenge that our children are facing difficulties in reaching school and even going back home from school. Our children are finding some difficulties when they have to go to school trips because of transport. It is normal in this country that schools have dedicated buses for respective schools for their pupils and children and students.
I'm Wanyama Claire, the current RCEA teacher. I come to you requesting for the support of a bus because of the following reasons. Reason number one is that most of the time our learners get it difficult to reach to school when it rains in the morning. Also, most of our learners come from very far, so getting to school, it is very hard for them. Another thing is that most of our learners, especially the grade 6 learners, because of this current system of education, it requires mostly practicals. So, most of the practicals, they are supposed to partake it outside the school. So it requires the means of transport for them to be able to take the practicals. Kindly, if you may help on behalf of the staff and the community at large, we ask for your support.
We are appealing to friends and well-wishers to support us, raise enough funds to be able to secure a bus for our school children. Sunday school children are facing challenges, and it is only when we secure this bus that the challenges that they are facing will be eliminated. So please team up with us. Whatever we are able to raise, we will be able to at least support our children. We are looking for a bus that can accommodate up to perhaps 36 passengers at one time. And we are trusting and believing that God is going to provide. With you, we will succeed. Thank you, and may God bless you.